What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking a little bit about what we call the band equation. Let's be real, being in a band has never been easy. Back in the day, the band equation was relatively simple, but not easily solved. If your music was really good or different, and you were very lucky, you might be able to attract a management or a record label who would then invest money into attracting listeners who would pay for your music and concerts. For some bands and musicians, there's this misconception that the music industry works the same way today. However, being a band today is very different from back then. Today's band equation is a little more like this. If your music is good and your visual aesthetics are pleasing, your branding is memorable, your online marketing game is strong, your social media presence is consistent, you're able to manage your finances and your sales funnels, your schedule and your logistics, you may attract listeners who pay for your music and your merchandise, and you might attract industry people who might increase your revenue and your audience. It's not a given though, not at all. And with entry-level record deals, you're likely to be met with unrealistic break-evens, meaning little or no income for your band for the duration of your releases from streaming and from album sales, no matter how successful they are. Being a good band with good musicians simply is not enough anymore. It's increasingly necessary to know your way around the internet and make plans and strategies for your content and music releases to keep fans engaged. None of us sets out to release music that's streamed a few hundred times or create photo and video content that no one really sees. But this quickly becomes a reality if you're not on your A game and if you don't understand the mechanics of today's music industry. However complicated it sounds with today's band equation, not all hope is lost. The upside is that it's also never been easier to learn valuable skills online, whether it be from a course, from YouTube like this, or just from a mentor or a coach. The important thing to recognize is that to make it in today's music industry, you also need to make it in business. And today's music business is online. So what are the variables in today's band equation? Let's break them down bit by bit to see what the band equation actually contains. In no particular order of importance, here are the most fundamental and essential skills you need to master in order to move into a professional career. Without a doubt, the most essential thing you need is good songwriting. There's no way around it. If you want to be a musician or a band, you obviously need to write good music. And that's obviously your primary product, that's your music. On this channel and on the website, we'll talk a lot about the songwriting process, how to work together and manage all the things that come with songwriting. But we won't really go into the actual songwriting itself because there are so many great resources online about how to play instruments and write and all this stuff. So we feel like this is out of our scope. And in our opinion, the best way to improve your songwriting anyways is just to write a lot and to also listen to a lot of music. Another very crucial aspect about being a professional band is having great recordings and production. An important thing to realize is that your music will be sort of competing with similar music in your style. And if your production and recordings are not high quality, then you'll very quickly lose your listener. You should also realize that the style of recording and production should reflect the music that you're playing. And your choice of producer and recording engineer will highly affect this. Building your network is something super crucial in the music industry and something that is often overlooked. Whether it being in your local music scene, supporting other bands, promoters, venues, or whether it's going on tour, playing shows, meeting bands, industry people, or fans, you need to be out there and show your face and support the music scene. There's really good chances of meeting industry people when you're out there at shows, even if you're playing or if you're attending a show, because it's very common for people to go to shows to scout new talent or look for industry partnerships. Being out there is a great way to meet them and showcase your band and then hopefully attract some industry partnerships. Furthermore, having a presence online is increasingly the best way to build your network. Posting regularly with your band, supporting other bands, or just bonding with fans and musicians about the music that you enjoy is becoming more and more important. Not only does it increase your reach, but it also gets noticed that you're a band who supports other bands and music in general. Not to mention that building your own personal social media presence is a great way to network, either by supporting music that you like or posting about your life as a musician, showcasing your band's music, your own instrumental skills, or just generally engaging with fans and the industry. Another absolutely crucial skill to have is the ability to market your music. This entails online marketing, like paid advertisement or social media posting, but also stuff like email marketing and SEO. Writing great music and having high quality productions is just not enough to reach the audience, so you need marketing to bridge the gap between the listener and your music. Diving into marketing and becoming really good at it is an indispensable tool for a musician, because it can save you a lot of time and a lot of money if you're able to do it yourself. So being in a band is not just about writing music, recording music and finding ways to market it. It also comes with quite a substantial amount of tasks and projects that you need to manage as well. Even though it's not as glamorous as playing concerts or releasing albums, you absolutely need to be able to manage your daily tasks. This is because you'll deal with an incoming stream of emails, communication from various places, posting, sales and purchases, and the list goes on. Projects we simply define as aggregates of tasks, so any task that requires several steps or several tasks to complete. This could be something like concerts or single releases or procurement or content creation. And this is where the BandOS actually becomes super handy, because you can do all of that from one platform without having to skip between several apps all the time. Tied to the project and task management, another thing you need to be very good at is logistics. Logistics is basically supply chain management. And for a band, this means procurement of merchandise, for instance, for home or for tour, purchase of equipment and gear, ordering vehicles, flights, and accommodation for tours, and so on. Mastering logistics in your band helps you control your revenue and your cash flow, and it helps you make sure that everything that you need arrives on time and in the right condition. The important thing to realize about mastering your own logistics is that it can save you so much money. Instead of relying on merchandise companies or a manager, you can do everything yourself, and it gives you an additional level of control over your business. Undeniably, your band also needs to be good at sales. This relates to your band's order fulfillment, your customer service, your sales statistics, which we'll come back to as well. And it generally ties into your marketing and your logistics as well. Your primary sales funnel will be your web shop, where you sell your merchandise and your records, but this will also be connected to your social media platforms, where you're also able to sell directly from a shop. Making sure that you understand where your customers are coming from, what makes them make a purchase, what items are performing the best is essential to make the most of your money and to reinvest in the right things. And finally, having a high standard for your order fulfillment will keep your customers happy and make sure they have a good buying experience. An indispensable tool in the digital age is the ability to produce your own photo and video material. This includes basic photography and graphics design skills for your posts and your merchandise markup, but also the ability to shoot and edit videos for social media. This could be concert recaps or highlights, or it could be tour vlogs or update videos. Having the ability to produce your own photo and video content will save your band a staggering amount of money, and it will also give you a lot of freedom for the content that you actually produce and want to post. Another important thing for your band is the ability to write. This includes copywriting for posts or product descriptions or even email newsletters, but it's also important to be able to write clearly and to be persuasive when you're writing to, let's say, potential partners or to people that you're buying from, or even your external team like your manager or booking rep or label. Being able to write clearly and concisely is something extremely valuable, and it will make your life a lot easier and help you attract the right kind of people to your band, whether it be fans or potential partners. An often overlooked thing for bands is being able to manage your finances and business effectively. Many bands tend to try and outsource this to managers, but this means not having full control of your finances, which can lead to misunderstandings or financial shortcomings. Our suggestion is to try and dedicate some time to understanding your local tax laws, the requirements for accounting and bookkeeping, in order to stay on top of things and make the most of your money. Gaining some literacy in business management can help you make good financial decisions and secure the future for your band. It also helps you stay in full control of your business and your money, and not just on a payroll at a management. Tied to some of the previous topics, being able to understand analytics and use them is very valuable. Being able to use data to decipher what your band's strengths are, what products or content is performing well, as well as being able to project into the future about your revenue, your expenses, and your overall business strategy is extremely valuable, and it can save you a lot of money and time. Our last point also ties with previous topics, and it concerns branding. Something that is increasingly important in the digital age is having a coherent branding for your band. This means having a visual aesthetic that suits your music and sticking to it across all of your outlets. It involves having branding elements and branding colors that define you and that stay consistent between your posts and your content. Branding is so commonly associated with literal brands like Nike or Netflix. But you need to be able to compete for the audience's attention with these big brands because you share the same marketplace or the same newsfeed for advertisement. By having memorable branding elements and a clear visual aesthetic, you increase the odds of gaining the audience's attention and then keeping them engaged in what you do. So, are you feeling overwhelmed yet? Because I get it. It seems like a hard pill to swallow to be able to juggle all of these different topics all at once. But don't worry, because we have made it our mission to take all of these topics and make them more digestible, more easy to follow, and basically giving you all of the answers that you need so you can experiment with your own band. We'll help you get right to the good part and skip all those years of trial and error that we personally have done in order to make sense of the music industry and find out what works. So if you're also committed to playing in a band and making it into a career, then subscribe to the channel and check out our website where we write articles about all of the topics mentioned here and much more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.